might have to
Uh,
guard?
None really. I'm just kind of ready to guard whoever. Um, I'll take that back. I usually get some as far as in the scout. But I know I got to be ready for whoever. You know, the first game, I knew I was probably going to guard Swain some of the time. But it just kind of depends what lineups we throw out there. Because obviously, like, I was on Allen a little bit, and even on some of the other guards. And the way we switch, you know you're going to kind of be on everybody. But as far as, like, Ethan, you're going to guard this guy when you go in the game the whole time, like, that's not really something that ever happens. So you kind of just got to be ready to guard whoever, and you kind of just got to lock in on the fly. And I've learned that from guys like Eric and, you know, other guys that have been good defenders here. You know, you just kind of got to take it in stride and just do the best you can.
What makes you ready? They say, hey, go guard Ron Harper, go guard Darian Seaman.
I think,
all shapes and sizes.
yeah, I think the biggest thing is just, like we've talked about, just taking pride on the ball. You know, knowing the fact that they're great players, you just got to be ready to roll all the time. You know, and I think also just the way we prepare our game plan. You know, we go through all the actions and stuff that they're going to, you know, a lot of times stuff is ran for the other team's best player. So just knowing exactly what's coming and trying to take them out of it, I think that helps a lot, knowing, okay, maybe they only go to this play one time throughout the whole game, but I know if I see this action, whatever, I know what to do. So that preparation definitely gives you a sense of calm, no matter who you're guarding, but especially when you're on those better players.
Adaptable player. Like, I think if anybody had told you coming out of last year that, hey, you're going to make a big impact on this team as a knockdown shooter and a versatile defender, you probably wouldn't agree with that, I imagine.
No.
How have you been so adaptable?
I think it's just being on this team, you know, learning from these guys, you know, having great coaches, and just kind of like figuring out like what gets you on the floor and what this team needs in certain moments. You can never have enough shooting, so that's always been a big thing. And then just trying to take on challenges when they're presented to you, and just doing whatever you can to help the team win. But we've talked about this before. I never would have thought, you know, I'd even get to this point on the defensive end before I got here. And there's still such a long way for me to go on both ends, especially on the offensive end. But even on the defensive end too, there's a lot of things I can still clean up and get better at. And I'm excited to do that, you know, the rest of my time here.
Just how much does just understanding basketball translate to whatever you have to do out there?
A lot. I think especially in a game like Saturday or Sunday, you know, Texas they're out there just kind of playing basketball, sending a lot of ball screens, running a lot of motion, cutting, you know, screening. So it's just a lot of just, you know, knowing how dudes play and then knowing their tendencies. And really, I mean, yeah, like you're just out there playing and, you know, just taking pride, I think, is the biggest thing.
You know, you talked in the offseason about like confidence is the biggest deal for you. Your confidence is probably pretty good right now, I imagine.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it can always be better. But from a defensive standpoint especially, I feel really good about where I am. And not from like a cocky perspective or anything. It's just about just for me being solid. You know, I'm never going to be a guy that's going to like gamble or like be all up in somebody, pressuring the hell out of them. Like, you know, what we talk about here, and that's kind of our team principles, just being solid and just making guys work hard to make tough shots. And if they make tough shots, then, you know, you live with them. As much as I did against Marcus Carr, he still hits a few shots at the end of the game. And some of them, you know, I screw up something or foul, three-point shooter or whatever. But some of the time, you just got to live with good players making good shots. And I think that mental piece of it is probably bigger than anything else. Like, not like getting down, like, oh, if he just made two tough shots, like realizing like that's what we want to do, and you know, you got to try and make him do that the whole game.
Before you made your first three, you blocked a shot at the other end. Does defense lead into offense for you?
I don't.
Perspectives or confidence perspectives?
Yes and no. I'd say for me, especially on the offensive end with this team, we've already got so many potent guys. I'm kind of just there just to make a play when they're like, we've taken away everything. We can't, you know, we've taken away the best. You know, now I'm just kind of there reaping the benefits of they can't cover everything. So I wouldn't say it necessarily like leads offense and defense, but it definitely gives you energy when you make good plays. But for me, it's not necessarily a direct correlation because I feel like I should be able to play great defense no matter if I've, you know, hit a couple shots or not. Kind of like in the first game, like I didn't do anything offensively at all, really. Just doing your job defensively and just being solid and stuff like that.